Psychology of people who stop replying suddenly. Have you ever been talking to someone normally? Everything seems fine. And then suddenly they just stop replying. No explanation. No warning. No, I'll message you later. They simply vanish. Why do people do this? Is it intentional? Is it a lack of respect? Or is there something deeper happening internally? Let's decode the psychology behind people who suddenly go silent because the truth is far more complicated than you think. The first group, emotional avoidersome. People don't stop replying because they're careless. They stop replying because the conversation touched an emotion they aren't ready to face. It could be commitment, vulnerability, conflict, a personal question, or even simple emotional depth. Psychologists call this avoidant. Emotional regulation. These individuals shut down the moment they sense emotional discomfort. Ignoring the message becomes a quick escape, a way to avoid feelings they don't know how to deal with. Their silence isn't rejection, it's protection from their own emotions. The second group, overwhelmed minds. Some people disappear because life suddenly hits them all at once. These people aren't avoiding you, they're avoiding everything. A stressful day, too many responsibilities, mental overload, burnout, social fatigue. Their brain enters what psychologists call cognitive overload. Even replying to a simple message feels heavy, so they shut down and unintentionally ghost people. It's not disrespect, it's survival. The third group, fear of miscommunications. Some individuals are terrified of saying the wrong thing. They overthink every word, every emoji, every tone. This is linked to reassurance-based anxiety. When you text them, they start drafting a reply, editing it, deleting it, typing again. Then their mind says, forget it, I'll answer later. But later becomes hours, days, and sometimes never. It's not that they don't care. They just fear being misunderstood. The fourth group, detached or avoidant personalities. Some people are simply wired to keep emotional distance. They enjoy conversations when it's convenient, but once it feels too close or too demanding, they retreat. Psychologists call this dismissive avoidant attachment. These individuals believe, I don't owe anyone closeness. I am better off alone. They aren't trying to hurt anyone, but emotional closeness feels threatening, so silence becomes their comfort zone. The fifth group, ghosting as a defense mechanism. There are people who ghost because they fear conflict. Instead of telling you what's wrong, instead of saying I'm not interested, instead of being honest, they disappear. Silence becomes a shield, but behind this shield is someone who hates confrontation, fears hurting others, feels guilty, easily can't express negative emotions. Directly ghosting becomes their only way of ending things without facing emotional responsibility. The sixth group, the ones who simply lost interest. This is the most straightforward and often the most painful. Some people stop replying because the excitement faded, the novelty disappeared, their curiosity ended. This isn't about psychology.